So, Stranger Things. The show everybody loves because of their favorite actress, Millie Bobby Brown, because, you know, there's definitely no drama there. Anyway, I've been bored of doing the normal review thing, so instead, I'm going to review and give commentary on the final episodes of each season, and then try to piece together the plot myself. I have seen Stranger Things, but only the first and maybe half of the second season, so we'll see how wrong I am, or how right, depending on how this goes. Okay, so let's start at the beginning of the final episode. Will's mom, I believe, is being held hostage in some government high-tech facility. She's there because Will has been stuck in the Upside Down, and she somehow managed to contact him through a tree or something, from what I remember. Anyway, the government wants answers because this monster thing is kidnapping people, eating them, doing all that fun stuff. Then we have the guy who gave Millie Bobby Brown waffles getting tased and questioned. I'm assuming about her, because apparently these government people are the ones who did experiments on her and other kids to give them powers. Basically like the lab from The Boys. Now we meet with a group of preteens huddled up in their school gym. Then we also meet the teens who are like 23 in real life, but whatever. They're setting up a trap for the demon guy who's coming back. The dude who got tased yesterday shows up again and meets with Will's mom. I guess they're dating now. He makes a deal with the head of the whole operation to show them where they can find the demon thing. Meanwhile, these people casually have a door to the Upside Down just chilling there, which is insane. Then we get this sad flashback about this dude's family who are probably very dead. The teens are still setting up their trap for the demon thing.
1, 2. You don't have to do this.
Jonathan, stop talking.
I'm just saying you don't have
3.
Oh, hell nah. Steve, the girl's boyfriend or ex-boyfriend, one of those, shows up bloody for some reason. He's super confused. The lights start flickering. What the hell is going on, bruh? The demon is gone, I guess. It just disappeared. Back in the Upside Down, we get another flashback of the dad crying because his daughter had cancer and probably died. Very sad. Then we jump back to the teens, who are trying to see if the demon is still around. Also, if you're prone to seizures, skip here. The demon comes back, they jump him, and actually beat up the demon, but he escapes. We cut back to the Upside Down, where the mom and stepdad are in the same place as the teens, just in the dark mirror version. Somehow, they kinda hear each other. No idea how that works. One of the preteens looks for food.
Mike! I found the chocolate pudding!
Shut up, fat ass! The government bad guys show up at the school, guns out, ready to hunt a bunch of 12-year-olds for some reason. That was straight out of The Boys. 11 passes out from using her powers.
Let her go! Let her go, you bastard!
What the? Sound like a dubbed anime.
Think of a big black man chasing you!
The demon shows up, so the government people immediately forget about the kids and try to kill the thing. The mom and stepdad find some weird goon cave where the demon stores its food, I guess. They find Will. The demon finds the kids, and they decide to use a slingshot. Man, these kids are dumb. Ain't no way. Alright, that makes more sense. 11 saves the day, but sacrifices herself in the process, even though we all know that's not true because she's in the final season, but I'll figure that out later. The mom gives Will CPR, and we get those sad flashbacks of the guy's daughter dying the same way, but Will survives. He wakes up in the hospital and sees his mom and brother. Not gonna lie, it was heartwarming. Almost made me tear up. Almost. Stepdad guy, who I think is the sheriff or something, gets taken away by the government people. Then, it's 1 month later. The kids are playing D&D, which I know is a callback to the first episode. Will's brother gets a gift from that one girl. He's in. Wait, what the hell? Also, the sheriff is back and not locked in some government dungeon. The season ends with the family celebrating Christmas and Will throwing up black goo in the bathroom. Okay, time to do some detective work. I already watched this season, so this is pretty much easy to guess. Will goes missing in the first or second episode. Then 11 shows up, and over the course of season 1, the government starts looking for her. She also becomes friends with the sheriff guy who helps Will's mom look for Will. Then everything blows up, and the demons start killing people, and the shitty government people keep hunting for 11. The demon comes out, they kill the demon, la 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 la, and we just got to this point. I've got the gist of the plot. I think in the next season, the redhead is gonna be brought into it, but it's definitely gonna get harder to know what's going on from here. Okay, so we start the final episode of season 2 with 11 being brought back alive, I guess. The sheriff has been hiding her to protect her, and Mike is very upset about this.
The more people know about her, the more danger she's in, and the more danger you and your family are in.
Oh, what? So I should be thanking you
I'm
then?
not asking you to thank me. As
I don't blame her. I blame you. I blame you. Nothing about this is okay.
Oh,
You're stupid, disgusting
okay.
lies. You.
Yo, chill, bro. There's also a new girl in the group now, Max. I remember her brother being abusive and her being into nerdy stuff, but that's all I could remember from her character. Also, Will's in a coma again. 11 already knows this with her bloody nose, greasy ass hair and all that. There's also a portal open to the upside down again, so I guess that's how she was brought back. We cut to Mike's family with the baddie mom. Gosh, dang! Then Max's abusive but smooth brother shows up.
I'm Nancy's mother.
No.
Yes.
Mrs. Wheeler.
I'm sorry, and you are?
Billy Hargrove.
Am I on the right website or something? He's chasing after his sister because she ran away from home. I'm pretty sure. The gang starts coming up with a plan to fight the demons again. Willow's still connected to the monsters because of last season, and he's basically a host for this demon virus thing. They decide to split up. Nancy and Will's brother, Jonathan by the way, take Will somewhere hot to make the virus uncomfortable or something. 11 and the sheriff go into the woods to deal with the portal thingy. Steve and the preteens, or teens now I guess, stay behind. They shove a demon dog thing into their fridge to experiment on it or whatever. I really don't know why. The kid with the hat wanted to do it. Then Max's brother shows up and starts beating everyone's ass.
Am I dreaming or is that you, Harrington?
Yeah, it's me. Don't cream your pants.
Ah, that was an actual good joke. I've only seen a few scenes with Steve, but I really like his character. The actor is really good and genuinely funny. Alright, enough glazing. The bad dude attacks Lucas, but Steve steps in and fights him. Steve gets beat up pretty badly until Max stabs her brother with a needle. No idea what's in it, and that finally makes him back off. Jonathan, his mom, and Nancy take Will to some cabin to heat him up and basically force the demon out of him. Meanwhile, the kids and Steve get driven into the middle of nowhere and go into a tunnel that apparently connects to the upside down. Bro, that hurt my ear so bad. Anyway, they find the egg area or whatever and decide to set it on fire. While that's happening, the demon inside Will starts freaking out. Yo, don't choke me! 11 and the sheriff go back to the facility where she was experimented on. Everything starts happening at once. Nancy stabs Will with a hot iron, the kids are lighting stuff on fire, and the sheriff finds the portal. Then the demon flies out of Will's mouth, pause, and disappears into the wind. Now, the sheriff and 11 try to close the portal. She does the usual magic stuff. Cornball. But it works. The gate closes. We skip 1 month into the future. The kids are getting ready for the school dance. It's pretty much how I remember middle school dances. Everyone's standing around awkwardly, scared to dance, just staring at each other. Man, I hated middle school.
Max? Hey. It's nice, right? You wanna like, you know, like just you and me?
Are you trying to ask me to dance, Stalker?
No, of course not. Unless you want to.
So smooth.
Game is game, I guess. The others get girls to dance with them too.
Yeah?
Shall we?
No thanks.
I, take that back. It's actually kind of sad. So, Nancy dances with Dustin to make him feel better. Mike and 11 dance as well. And the season ends with another storm coming. So, from what I remember of the season, at least a little, Max's brother was abusive. And she was more of a tomboy type. She joins the group. And Will starts slowly getting sick from being in the upside down and having the monster thing inside of him. Pause. Everyone eventually comes together to figure out what's going on. 11 shows up after what I guess was her training arc. Then they all work together and close the portal dimension gate thingy to stop the monsters from coming into the world. That's basically what I got from it, and I think I'm mostly right. From the next season and beyond, I am going in completely blind. I only remember seeing ads from the rest of the seasons, so that's all the knowledge I've got going forward. We go into the third final with Will's mom panicking while driving, with the sheriff heading to the mall food court. Then we see 11 having a weird parasite thing at the mall. Jonathan does what his mom did in the last final and cuts Millie Bobby Brown with a hot knife. Well, this is very gross. She tells him to stop so she can do it herself. She uses her mind powers to take it out. That was so yucky, man. We also have a new girl on the team, I guess. Her name is Robin. I do know of her because of ads and from seeing Steve get rejected by her in like a YouTube video. I thought I should point her out. No idea if she's a big part of the story or not though, but the adults show up at the mall and we actually get a little rundown from the gang, which was very helpful. It was something like a big spider monster creature attacked 11 and is causing a world-ending threat, which is basically the whole show. They discuss a plan to kill this creature.
With all due respect, you do what this man tells you, you're all gonna die.
I'm sorry, why is this 4-year-old speaking to me?
That's Lucas's sister, by the way. Dustin, Robin, Steve, and Lucas's little sister, for some reason, go to a radio tower to hijack the signal so they can communicate with the others. The other kids are being chased down by Max's brother again. Probably because he's mind controlled by the thing. I don't know. The adults are planning to go to a machine that was built by this guy. This guy was like a scientist for the Russians or something, and they're now in their base. Mike's group is trying to steal a part of a car to put into their own because Max took out something. Oh, hell no! While Dustin directs the scientist guy through the air vents, they find out that the others are being attacked by a monster. You cried? Steve and Robin run after them to help them out, I guess. I don't know what he thinks he's gonna do, but we'll see. Mike, 11, and Max try to sneakily escape, but are almost caught until Lucas uses a slingshot to distract them, and they're all able to escape. However, waiting outside for them is Max's brother. Steve is the GOAT! Dustin, the kid with the hat. I don't know why I never said his name before, but his name is Dustin. Anyway, he contacts his Discord girlfriend for help because the scientist gave the sheriff and Will's mom the wrong code for a door they need to go through. Long story short, Dustin is able to convince his Discord kitten to get the code they need. Through the door is a giant area where the Russian scientist is opening the upside down portal.
Your name is Billy. Billy Hargrove. You live on 4819 Cherry Lane. Billy, please, I'm not.
Damn! Max's brother kidnaps 11 because he's controlled by the monster. She almost gets sacrificed until the gang jumps the monster with fireworks and stuff. The sheriff and Will's mom get attacked by the leader of these Russian guys. The room starts to explode and stuff with the sheriff dying. The portal closes and the monster dies. Max's brother gets stabbed a lot, but he apologizes to Max because he did bad stuff. Helicopters start swarming in. It's the US Guard or something. Then we go 3 months into the future. Steve and Robin try to get a job at Family Video, which was my childhood before, you know, they went out of business. Will and his family are moving away. Also, I forgot to mention that Nancy and Jonathan are dating, or maybe not anymore, I don't know. Mike and 11 have a very awkward romantic interaction. This isn't really related, but Millie Bobby Brown just had a kid, and that's crazy. Mostly because we're similar in age, and I got no hoes. Anyway, 11 is moving away with Will's family, so that's fun, I guess. Mike hugs his super hot mom. Why is she so bad? And we get this long speech from the dead sheriff, who's probably not dead because we get a Marvel credit scene with a demon monster being used by the Russians. So this season wasn't actually too hard to figure out, at least from what I got from the final. The rundown is basically that the Russians started opening the portal, which caused the giant monster to get out and start killing people. The gang fights back. The sheriff dies, but is probably alive. And 11 and Will's family move away because all the stuff that keeps happening there. Then in the end credit scene, we see the Russians keeping one of the demon things. I think this is a very accurate prediction. Obviously, I'm skimming over the small details like Dustin's girlfriend and Jonathan and Nancy's relationship over time and all that. I honestly thought this video would be harder than it actually is. The plot points are super predictable, so it's easy to piece together what happened in the other episodes. Anyway, time for another final now. So in this 2.5 hour final, oh, why is it so long? Pause. We meet with the science guy from last season, but now he's with some Russian dudes. He was captured and recently escaped. Will's mom and the sheriff, who I knew was going to come back by the way, are collecting clothes because they might be on the run or in Russia or both. Dang! Brother got Batman scars. Also, he looks like a crackhead now, but Will's mom doesn't mind, I guess. Nancy, Steve, Robin, Dustin, and the new guy, what's his name? He's the dude who played the Human Torch in the Fantastic Four. Why am I blanking? You know what? I'm just gonna call him Johnny. I think that's Johnny's name. I think that's his name in Fantastic Four. Anyway, they head into the Upside Down for like the 4th time now. They're trying to fight Vecna, who I'm gonna guess is some monster connected to 11. Also, that's a D&D thing, by the way, I guess. Speaking of which, the others, 11, Jonathan, Mike, and Will, are at a gas station. Everyone looks rough, if I'm being honest. Why does everyone look like they're on meth? Okay? I don't know, Will's haircut is also ass. No hate, but you know, I don't know, looks max or something. They take a ride with the dude with the long hair. The plan is to put 11 in a kiddie pool so she can use her mind powers and all that. Max, Lucas, and Lucas' little sister are at some house looking for Vecna. They find something that contains him, I guess. Back with the sheriff, they think another gate has opened in their hometown. They come up with a plan to kill these living particles to help the others out, but it's inside the Russian prison. Mike and their team go to the weird guy's pizza place. They bribe the annoying hippie dude with weed and get salt they need for 11. At the same time, Dustin and Johnny turn a trailer into a battle-ready death machine. I don't know, that's kind of what the words they used. Steve and his team walk through the Upside Down forest. They get their signal from Lucas' sister, because apparently you can do that if you're not in the Upside Down. Phase 2 starts of their plan. Max yells at a lamp thing because she's connected to it or something. 11 is in the salt bath and sees Max carrying this lantern thing around. Apparently, Max's plan is not working, which I assume is supposed to lure out the demon thing, Vecna, whatever, since she's connected to it from a previous episode.
You will be the chosen one, the fourth, the final sacrifice. It's going to be you that breaks the world. Max, can you hear me?
Oh, what the hell is going on? So the demon they're trying to contact takes over Max's body and traps her in some weird dream state. Phase 3 begins, or whatever this plan is now. What? So this whole thing is a distraction to lure the demon bat things? Lucas' sister gets chased by 2 football guys for some reason. I'm guessing the gang got them expelled or kicked off the team. One of them pulls a gun on Lucas and tells him to wake Max up or he'll shoot him. We cut back to the sheriff, the scientist, and Will's mom. They reach the prison. Tons of people are dead and the demon escaped. The plan is to lure the demons and kill them. Steve and his team make it into the same house as Lucas, but in the Upside Down. Oh shit, I've seen this video before. Dustin and Johnny get attacked by the demon bats. Dustin dips, but for some reason, Johnny stays behind and cuts off his escape back to the Upside Down. Lucas tries explaining his situation to the football guy. His girlfriend was killed by the demon thing, so he's pissed. Lucas fights back, but gets his ass beat a lot. Max is still stuck in our nightmare and is about to die, but then 11 shows up to save the day. 11 and Vecna fight. It's super one-sided. She gets trapped in some weird dimension and tied up. Then we get a flashback showing 11 actually sent Vecna into the Upside Down, where he became their king or something like that. Now everyone is getting beat up. The guitar guy gets eaten. Lucas is getting destroyed by hands. The sheriff gets attacked by a demon dog thing, and Max's mind starts getting absorbed. Mike and the crew try to wake 11 up.
Okay, you're the heart. Okay, remember that. You're the heart.
Not gonna lie, that line delivery was absolute ass. After some mid-acting, 11 breaks free, Lucas fights back, but Max's bones snap in basically every place. Everyone's technically safe now though. The sheriff pulls out a sword and finishes off one of the demons. It low-key went pretty hard, I'll be honest. Steve and his team fight in Vecna's real body. They light him on fire and shoot him. Johnny died, by the way, and it was a really painful death too. Oh well.
I can't feelers see anything.
Ah, shit, that sucks. A giant underground explosion happens through the Upside Down. Then we jump 2 days into the future. People are evacuating the town because of the massive earthquake. All the groups finally reunite. Max's mom is still bad as hell though. What? I can't say the truth. Lucas is in the hospital because Max isn't dead. She's just in a coma. Steve and the others help out at a shelter. It's kind of like Spider-Man PS4 when that one thing happened. Then we get this genuinely beautiful scene where Dustin talks to Johnny's dad about his death, calling him a hero. For some reason, that got me. I don't know why. I turned up a little bit. I'm not a bitch. Nancy's group is trying to hide 11 since the public apparently doesn't like her. Will tells Mike he can still feel Vecna in the town. The sheriff and Will's mom reunite with everyone. The season ends with storm clouds rolling in. Alright, time to do some detective guessing. First off, I gotta say, this was the longest and worst final out of all of them so far. It's probably because I was skipping around. I didn't really have any emotional connection to the characters compared to the people who actually watch the show normally. I'm saying this because it took me almost a whole week to watch and script this segment. It was painful to watch. Anyway, this season was pretty straightforward. I believe the sheriff was captured by the Russians. Will's mom was alerted in some way, spiritually or through her deduction skills, which eventually led her to finding him by the end of the season. Max being controlled by Vecna and them having a past connection is probably tied to her brother. How he is controlled and killed by Vecna. Will has also likely been having feelings or visions or whatever about Vecna as well. And 11 figured out who the big bad was because of her past. They were in the same facility, and she's the one who sent him to the Upside Down in the first place. All of this leads to the big fight. The sheriff gets rescued. They kill a bunch of monster thingies, and that brings us to the present. And Vecna is not dead, and they're going to defeat him one last time. So I had to wait like a week for this final to come out, so I'm just glad to finally be done with it. Anyway, we open the show with tanks going through a gate into the Upside Down. Then we see the gang go back to the Upside Down to take out Vecna for like the second time. What the hell? So I guess Vecna is feeding on the main cast's essence or something like that. Max is alive, by the way, just in a wheelchair. The gang plans to climb up this tower thing to fight some monsters or set off a trap, while 11 and another girl, who I think is also like a lab rat thing from another season, go into the Upside Down's version of the old lab. They plan to put her in a giant tube of water and try to kill Vecna. Mike randomly apologizes to Will about what he said earlier, which I'm guessing is related to Will saying how much he loves penis. I literally only know that because I saw a reel about it a couple weeks ago.
Parts are icky.
Max starts getting possessed or something like that, and then she sees 11 and the other girl. They find Vecna but can't kill him, so they try to enter his mind. They end up going to his high school in like the 50s or something to find Vecna and kill him there. Also, apparently some planet thing is gonna crush the Upside Down, and I have no idea how that even started. It begins crushing the tower that the gang is standing on. 11 and her team find Vecna and get everyone's family members to start doing some ritual thing. 11 confronts Vecna. Millie Bobby Brown shows off her acting skills and stands on business.
Holy shit.
It's him. He's the black thing.
Hey, yo! The kids run away while 11 and the other girl try to fight Vecna, but he magically escapes. Steve and the others apparently find where the kids are because they're on the planet that's gonna crush the Upside Down. Man, this is the most confused I've been so far. The sheriff gets gassed by something and hallucinates his child with cancer, who tells him 11 is gonna die. Vecna tells him he's chopped and stupid. Then he accidentally shoots 11's tank, causing her to, bleed out. Then we find out the sheriff was tricked into getting 11 out. Also, Max and the other girl are found by the military because they're being chased. The sheriff refuses to blow up the Upside Down because he knows 11 will die if she ends the cycle like she planned. Anyway, he convinces them to find another way. The kids are alone and get into a cave because it's supposed to be safe. And I think that's how they're meant to return. Well, it doesn't work. In fact, it gets to them. The sheriff is being chased by the military. He grabs 11 and makes a break for it, leaving the other girl behind. Then he tries to rescue her, but gets caught by some guy with a gun. He and a few other dudes want to know where 11 is, so the leader tries to shoot the other girl. The science guy creates a distraction. The other girl gets shot and dies.
Don't cry, Jane. My story
was always going to end here.
Holy crap. That was horrible acting. When Vecna looks for the kids again, Mike's sister hits him with a stick until he starts having flashbacks to his traumatic childhood. We find out Vecna is only a vessel or whatever, and Will tries to put humanity back into him. It obviously doesn't work, and Steve and the others just run away from the monster spider thing. I just have to say this. Why are there so many faked out deaths? I swear, no one from the main cast has died. I think that's already a big criticism of the show, but it really shows in the final. Anyway, 11 fights the big monster, going inside to fight Vecna, and besides the story not being very good, I gotta say, the CGI, pretty great, but that's really my only compliment right now.
I'm not afraid anymore.
I wish that wasn't so corny. They beat Vecna and save the kids who were trapped inside the monster, but oh no, Vecna isn't dead. I didn't see that coming. So Will's mom chops his head with an axe, or something that looks like it. I don't know. The only thing left is dealing with the military. 11 talks to Mike through her mind and says she's planning to sacrifice herself and destroy the Upside Down.
You understand me better than anyone. You always have. From the day we met.
They got no chemistry. The Upside Down blows up and 11 seals it off. We jump a year and a half into the future. Robin does her podcast thing because she's apparently known for that now. Steve is coaching baseball. The others are graduating high school. Max also isn't paralyzed anymore and is dating Lucas. Jonathan finally got a damn haircut. Mike is alone, looking at a memorial for 11 until the sheriff shows up to comfort him and later appears at graduation. Also, what the hell happened to Mike's mom? She got scars and everything. Dustin gives a speech and rips off his gown. The gang talks afterwards. The girl from the first or second season final, I don't remember which, who rejected Dustin at the dance, comes up to him, spits some game, and invites him to a party. The older kids, who are like 30 in real life, are either teaching or seeing the world. They talk about how they have shared trauma and can't connect with other people the same way anymore. The sheriff and Will's mom finally go on that date that was promised like 5 years ago. Mike and the gang skip the party and decide to play D&D instead. Max gets rage baited and throws stuff everywhere. They end up finding a way to defeat a vampire villain thing. Then we get another epilogue of them in college, getting into relationships and moving on. Mike tells us that 11 actually isn't dead and everyone was tricked. She's backpacking in Finland or some shit. Finally, Holly, Mike's sister, and her friends decide to play D&D, basically replacing the old gang. Holy crap, I'm finally done. Oh my gosh, this took way longer to get through than I thought. That's my bad for starting this script like 2 weeks before the final even came out. But oh well. Alright, time to do some guessing. It's pretty obvious Vecna started attacking the gang and everyone around them, which led to the military finding out about what happened with the Russians and their old project. This pushed the military to start hunting for 11, while the gang tried to destroy Vecna and the Upside Down, leading to the final showdown. Before I look up the actual plot of each season, I gotta say a few things. There's a lot of criticism about this final and the season as a whole, and I agree with most of it. This final felt like it had zero consequences. No one from the original cast died, at least from what I saw. Every action scene looked good, but we always know that no kids or anyone important is gonna die, so it just ends up feeling really stale. The acting also got worse over time. The first season was easily the best. Everyone's acting was solid back then. The older kids ended up being the best part of the show, mainly because they were better actors and could actually, sell emotion. Anyway, time to look up what actually, happened in the show. I will use ChatGPT, by the way. Alright. Season 1 is pretty easy to understand. 11 spells are conducted. Will's mom, Joyce, believes... Is it Joyce? I didn't even know that. Believes Will is alive. Okay. I know that one. The mind flip. What the fuck is that? Will suffers from visions and is possessed. Okay, yep. Makes sense. The Upside Down. Blah, 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 blah. Dustin finds a strange creature. Dart, which grows into a demigod. Okay. But his past, kill it, but his identity. Oh, that girl's is her sister? Obviously not blood related. That's obvious. But, Okay, yeah. Then season of Snowball Dance. Okay, season 2. I knew that. Season 3. The new court mall. Secret government base. Or Russian base. Possessing townspeople, melting their bodies, and okay, did not know that. Billy becomes the primary host. I knew that. The creature forms a massive flesh monster to kill 11. Yep, makes sense. Joyce moves away. Jonathan broke the enemy. Yep. Why is there so many storylines? Gosh, dang. Hawkins. Teens are murdered in realistic ways by an upside down called Vecna. Vecna preys on victims with guilt and trauma. Max becomes the target, but escapes using music. Makes sense. Eddie Munson goes out of hiding. In time. Okay, is this her training arc? If she had a training arc or something like that. Is actually Henry Cavill known as one. Also, season 5, because it didn't give that. I don't know why I didn't do that. It has been released, but it ended a week ago. The gang unites, fights a battle of who plans to merge. Okay. Yeah, no, that's a little confusing. I got most of it right, though. It was super predictable. I'll be honest. Yeah, it's kind of it.